Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sippin and Selling
with Joey Chanel. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sippin and Selling. Today, my guest is founder and CEO of Little Saints. Her name is Megan Klein. Welcome to the show, Megan.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm happy you're here too. I know we've been trying to make this happen for quite some time.
Here.
We're here. Let's cheers to that.
Cheers.
Love it.
Cheers.
I
told Joey I brought the coupe glasses because I'm on a mission to have people stop serving non-alc in like tall Collins glasses and water glasses. So thank you for drinking this in a coupe glass with me.
Thanks for bringing it. I feel so fancy. Delicious. So I'm sipping on the newest flavor, old fashioned.
The newest can flavor.
Oh, newest can flavor.
Yeah.
My apologies. In my coupe glass.
In your coupe
The old fashioned. It's delicious.
Thank you. Thank you. So the old fashioned is actually, I sort of lied. So the old fashioned, we actually launched it early in like 2022. It was a seasonal flavor. And then we launched it again in 2024 for a minute. And they both sold out really quickly. And then people like really were like emailing in kind of all the time. It was amazing.
That is
we
amazing.
Brought it back for good. And it's quickly become the bestseller on our site, which is amazing.
I love that. So you have to go from the very beginning. I know you've done podcasts before. I know that people may or may not know what Little Saints is, but for those of you who don't and who are new to learning about the brand, this is the beautiful package. She also has her latest product today called St. Oak, which is a whiskey.
Yeah, it's a 750 ml glass bottle, and it's a whiskey alternative, but it's really a creation of its own. So instead of like de-alcoholizing a whiskey or trying to make a 1-to-1, we take like the beautiful parts of like a whiskey, like so the flavors and the aromas, and then we recreate that. So like this one has French and American oak extract. It has vanilla, cardamom, and caramel.
Delicious. Well, I'm going to try that next for sure. So Little Saints, we're speaking in studio today for dry January. It's right on brand, but this is something that we can drink all the time. I know your backstory, but for the audience that's listening for the first time that maybe doesn't follow, we're going to do a little bit of a repetitive conversation here, but then we'll go into some topics that might be new for you. So those of you, like I said, who don't know what Little Saints is, please go follow Megan's brand. It is delicious. It is one of the fastest growing non-alc brands in the market. They have the old fashioned, like she said. I also have the Paloma. And then what's this little bottle here that you brought me today?
So these are little flasks. So they're travel size flasks. They're TSA approved, 100 ml flasks.
Ooh.
And we have 3 spirits. So we have the St. Oak, which is like you can kind of use like a whiskey. We have a St. Ember, which is like a mezcal tequila alternative. And then we have our St. Juniper, which is a gin. I really made the flask for myself because I was sick of going to bars and restaurants and having a juice mocktail be my only option. So I'll like bring those and I'll kind of like spike my like juice mocktail. And
I love that.
Into a cocktail.
See?
Yeah.
That's your job as an entrepreneur. You have to like pioneer something. If someone else doesn't have it already, I feel like that's your duty. But your backstory isn't in spirits. You didn't start in spirits.
No. I started drinking them.
Listen.
So I would say like I have a deep expertise in the consumption of them.
Okay, fine. You are a master drinker, and that is why we are here, Sippin and Selling with Megan.
Yeah.
But you are, I don't want to butcher it. You used to be in what type of law?
A couple different types of law, which like make no sense together. But I wanted to like save the world somehow. And so when I got out of law school, I did like energy mergers and acquisitions. I was living in New York. That means you like help wind and ethanol like sales and mergers go together. I did a lot of paper pushing. I was like so junior. And then I felt like I was like contributing to, it was like, this is not it. So then I totally did a 180 and I became an environmental nonprofit lawyer.
Amazing.
So I was like fighting factory farms and fighting coal plants and like doing the whole like
Aaron Brockovich. That's what you sound like to me.
It was like that actually.
Amazing.
For 2 years, but I wasn't really that good at it. Like I'm driven by capitalism and by like I also am driven by my own consumer choices. And what I noticed was when I was an environmental lawyer, I was like making my friends and family like less environmentally conscious. Like I would go home and I would see like the Costco like pallets of water that my dad would buy, and I would go on like a rant against them. And then my family, instead of being like, you know what, I do want to like be nicer to the environment, they would be like, F you, you're so annoying. Like
Right.
stop talking. And so I was at least self-aware enough to be like, I don't think that this is the move. And
Right.
so I kind of started to think about like how I could actually like be like helpful and like create products that would be like better for people's bodies and better for the planet. And so after I was an environmental lawyer, then I don't know if there's any other lawyers listening to this, but like many people who are lawyers are like, oh my God, I don't want to be a lawyer. This sucks. But like, I don't have any other skills, like, cause law school doesn't teach you business skills. So I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so what I did was I was sort of obsessed with the idea of vertical farming, like farming indoors. And there was this farm in Chicago called Farmed Here, and it was the biggest one in the U.S. at that time. That was 2013. And so I moved to Chicago. I'd been living in New York. I moved to Chicago, and I just stalked them until they hired me for free.
Love it.
I was like, I will like figure this out. So then I started out being sort of like a pro bono attorney, and then I ended up helping them raise money, and then I sort of like just kept helping and learning, and then I ended up being the president of that company. And that's how I like made the jump from being a lawyer into being an entrepreneur.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's funny. I also worked for free, but I was I talked about it on a past episode. I worked for free as one of those like brand ambassadors in front of Hollister. I was like underage and I just wanted the discount. Wasn't saving the world, but was doing something fun for free. But how crazy. I guess if you just feel something that you're inspired to do, you just do it. And I wanted to be in sales, and here I am still selling.
Yeah,
Here you
learn.
are.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know. I mean, I feel like when you feel like you have purpose, it's like it doesn't really matter. I mean,
Right.
of course we need to live and stuff, but a lot of I wouldn't be an entrepreneur now if I hadn't I worked for free / equity only. The equity never gave me $1, but like for 9 months.
Wow.
And I could only do that, I will say, because I was a lawyer before and I had savings.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So cool. So Little Saints has functional mushrooms in it called reishi, correct? And then there's terpenes is what the other thing. Explain what terpenes are.
So terpenes just
I
think of
butchered the name.
a little bit, but it's okay. Terpenes, but
Terpenes.
a lot of people know terpenes because of cannabis, but like the terpenes, all it means is it's like the smell molecule. So when you walk into a forest and you smell pine and you think like,
well, let me smell this.
really good.
Oh,
It's
yes.
basically just
Very nice. Terpenes.
good job, terpenes.
How many times I say it wrong, guys? Take a sip.
So it's just the smell molecules, and smell like lifts your mood. And I was really conscious. So I started Little Saints because I did dry January for the first time. I tried it like 15 times and just failed every time.
It was a damp January.
It was a damp, I'm just an extremist. So I would go in and I would have drank my face off in December. And then I was like, okay, I'm cutting out every single thing, like dairy, gluten, sugar, alcohol, caffeine, like everything. And then on like January 5th, I'd be like, well, I want to see my friends. So I'm going to go drink, like obviously. So dry January 2021, I had like drank a swimming pool during COVID, like most of us had. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. So I ordered, non-alc was like new at that time. Like, so I ordered everything that I could find on the internet, and my kitchen table was full, and like lots of beautiful products, but like everything was full of sugar. And I was like, well, if I'm going to have sugar, I'm just going to like drink alcohol. What's the point? Like, I'm going to go with wine. Nothing had a really good smell to it. And it's like, if you're not fooled. Like if something's non-alc and it doesn't have a smell, you're basically just drinking a LaCroix, and it doesn't signal your body that like, oh, this is like my treat now. Like this is like an actual like alternative. And then also nothing had like good functional mushrooms. And I've been using functional mushrooms in my coffee forever. So anyways, you would ask, there's reishi mushroom, and reishi mushroom is like a mushroom that kind of helps you drop into your parasympathetic nervous system. Like in normal language, it just kind of helps you chill out a little bit. And we have that in the cans.
Love it.
I've got reishi in the cans, and I put that in there because I was like, okay, you just want that like take the edge off feeling. Like I still drink at the end of the day. I just don't drink alcohol anymore. But like I would just be like, I want that like just take the edge off feeling.
Right.
And then the lion's mane we put in the spirits because You know how when you have like a couple sips of tequila and you feel like you're like way smarter and you're like, I'm the most interesting. I'm the most interesting person in the world. It's like I could talk forever and you feel a little bit more present. Lion's Mane does that. Like I feel like without being intoxicating, like it's known for like kind of cognition and focus, and it helps you be like really present. So that's why we put the Lion's Mane in the spirits.
Smart. See, functional, beneficial, and you don't feel like you're not included, right? Which is very important part of anybody who's looking for an alternative. And I've listened to you before speak about your product, and 95%, I think you said, of the team like still drink. And obviously,
drinks except for me.
Right. And like, it's not something that's supposed to take away from our industry. It's supposed to add to it. And it's supposed to be beneficial for everybody to feel included. And that's something I really appreciate. And like you said, even with the flask, you're right. You know, you're going there and it's just kind of like cranberry and ginger ale, you know, and it's like, that sucks.
And it sucks for the whatever the bar or restaurant is too. Like you can make like $14, $16, $18 with a non-alc cocktail containing Little Saints. Like you don't have to just do a juice mocktail for $8. Right. And the thing is, you know, like we always say that we're not, so most of our customers, so we did, because we're a primarily D2C company, like we just got distribution in Florida.
Yay. I think I know with who.
We're working with Breakthrough.
Woo woo.
So
yay.
Breakthrough. I only had to stalk you for about 3 years, but so happy.
So good. And a fellow Breakthrough client. That's where my brands are too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, we're so excited. And so, you know, we're primarily D2C. We have like tens of thousands of, we've had over 225,000 orders on our website. So this last summer, my VP of growth, he did a really great like survey. So we got data from 30,000 customers and we spoke to 200 of them face to face.
Holy moly.
And it was really nice. I was like,
that's
oh wow,
so
200
cool.
people. Of course, we gave them a gift card, but 200 people will give some of our time. And that's where we got that 94% statistic of like how many of our customers drink. And what they're doing is they're just not drinking during the weeknights. And so, but it's like, it's not replacing alcohol. It's replacing like LaCroix. So like in their fridge, you know, like they're just like having Little Saints. So they'll grab a can during the week. And then like in their words, they kind of like save their alcohol for the weekend. So if they're going to go to like their favorite bar or restaurant, they're like going to have like a drink and they're going to get really excited about that. And like their parties definitely still have alcohol at them. It's just like, they're not like this nonsense of like, you're actually going to just drink like one alcoholic drink and one water, like never happens.
Never.
Never. Who does that? No one does that. And
everybody has a good intention to do so, but then it's 3-4 drinks later and they're like, no.
Or maybe you just like slam a water and then you go back to the alcoholic drink. So the point is like that the way that most people drink these, and you know, I can say in Miami for the few, because we just got distribution like 5 minutes ago, but at the Standard, for example, like I go to dinner there all the time. My friends will have like one like alcoholic margarita, and then there is like a non-alcoholic margarita with Little Saints on the menu, and then they'll alternate those.
Love that.
And then again, that's like an $18 like, Little Saints cocktail. So everyone is happier. Like my friends don't want to drink water. I don't want to drink. No one wants to drink water. And then like the Standard isn't losing out on anything.
It's amazing. Yeah. See? Created it in a white space, which is what we're trying to do here, right? Like if there's brands out there that you can't find, you know, Megan went and did it, and she grabbed the bull by the horns and created something to feel included. And yeah, I think there's space for it. And I'm happy that you're with Breakthrough, because sometimes it sucks to be the first one, you know? And a lot of times, let's go back to water, for example. When I first moved down to Miami about 18 years ago, no, I'm lying. I've been in the business 18 years. I think I moved in 2009, so now I'm lying.
You're still early. You were like,
I've been here a while. Yeah. But one of the distributors was carrying Evian, and like everybody was thinking that was weird because they decided to be the distributor of Evian. And I was like, why wouldn't they? I mean, it's an extra source of income. They're already delivering to all these beautiful places that probably carry it and have it in the mini bars and all that. Like, they're smart. They should be doing that. And then now, years later, they have the coconut waters of the world and all the mixers and everything else. So, of course, everybody should be able to, you know, have something that they can drink and look to. And why wouldn't the distributors get involved? And like you said, they don't have to be. DTC is where it's at for startup brands. And let's pause on that because you went to Shark Tank.
I did.
Which a couple of my guests who have had on recently have done that, and I want to hear all the deets. You opted not to take the deal, so I didn't watch that episode. Tell me all about the experience.
Yeah, so I filmed it in the summer of 2024, and then the episode aired. I actually opened season 16 in October 2024, which I thought was like really amazing because it showed that ABC wanted to highlight. We don't call our drinks mocktails, but ABC did. But they called them mushroom mocktails. And I think that for me, that was like, oh, wow, like non-alc is mainstream now. And not only non-alc, it's like functional non-alc. If like ABC is leading with it. And they kind of had that story on The View and all this stuff. So that was really fun to see that went mainstream. But anyways, I really wanted to make a deal with Mark Cuban. I was like absolutely convinced because like he's healthy. He has like sports teams. He likes to party. I was like, he is going to see this brand, see how fast it's growing and want to invest. And he didn't, which was really sad. So I did get 2 offers. I threw 3 offers actually. I got one offer from Rashawn Williams, who was a guest star. Basically the 3 offers were just like a low valuations, like too low for me to justify.
Did they want equity?
Yeah, they wanted equity. So you go in and you have to, like, I was selling $500,000. I was like asking for $500,000 for 5% of my company.
Okay.
So that would have been like a $10 million valuation, which would have been a real deal for them because at the time we were like $5 million in trailing 12 months revenue. So that would have just been like a 2x, and we had been profitable that quarter. And so that would have been a great deal for them. And then Rashawn Williams tried to cut it in half, and then Kevin tried to cut it in half again. And I was like,
no.
You know, it's funny because they you're on there, like my negotiation was about 45 minutes and they ended up like cutting it down to 7 minutes. So it's real, like it's like a real business negotiation. And I was just like, I just couldn't get it through my head. I was like, you're just not giving me a fair deal. Like, why would I take this? I'm already giving you a celebrity discount. Like, you know, like this 10 million, and none of them would go for it.
Wild. And you have to stand there the whole 45 minutes while they're sitting in their chairs?
Yeah.
So wacky.
You know what though? They do a great job of like the cameras don't feel like they're in your face, and you memorize your 90-second pitch, and I'm like terrible at like memorizing. So I was nervous about that, but then after that, they're just firing questions at you, and you're just reacting. So as long as you know your numbers, like it was kind of all a blur.
Okay.
I knew that I had said no. I knew that I had like checked in with my intuition because I was getting confused at the end because Kevin and Rashawn came in for like an offer together at the end. So I was thinking, well, maybe it would be good to have 2 of them.
And you're like, is it a sign because there's another time that they're coming back to me?
Exactly. I was like, oh, they do really want this. Like, and you know, like I'm the first person to admit, like you said, like I haven't done a beverage company before, and you know, Kevin has and Rashawn had. So I was thinking, well, maybe this would be smart. And then I just thought like, that is such a low valuation, and anyone who's raised money for beverage knows that $500,000 is not going to get you very far.
Not
at all. And
especially, I'm assuming your margins. First of all, cans, I've talked about this, have very low margins in the industry, and then your ingredients are probably expensive. You know. So at the end of the day, no, you knew what you were doing, and now here you are. It's so cool. Yeah. Such a fun story. I love a founder story like that, and being that you didn't come from the space, it makes it more exciting and rewarding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're sharks for a reason. You don't want them to sink their teeth in and then you kind of get lost in the story or the brand. You know, the brand just isn't what it was.
And you know what? I actually met Kevin O'Leary in person after the fact at the Cadillac bar in Miami. My friends were like at the bar. They're like, get over here right now. Kevin's right next to us. And so I went up to him and he didn't remember me. And so I was like, well, I opened the season. I was on The View with you, like no recollection. And then he said, like I asked my friends if they could take a picture of us because we both happened to be wearing leopard jackets. And he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, you ruined your life. And he was serious.
Wow.
So it all worked out.
Yeah.
It all worked out. Bless you, Kevin. I'm glad you're not on my cap table.
Yeah, no kidding. What a not a nice leopard. It's not a nice leopard.
But I was really grateful. I am really grateful for the opportunity because it, you know, we're not a celebrity backed brand and I'm not a celebrity. And so it was really just like helpful for brand awareness. And we got a lot of the right customer in. I think it was really like the timing, like people were looking for something like that. Like
it's all about the timing in this industry.
The timing was really, really good for us on that one. And so we got it right before holiday sales. I wish we would have had, in hindsight, like I wish we would have had more trucks distribution. It just took us forever to get distribution. So at that time, like we did really well on direct to consumer, but like not well on wholesale just because we didn't have the infrastructure in place. Wholesale's been a slug for us. We've been like trying really hard, but just getting distribution on board has been pretty slow.
Well, it's hard because like we're tapping. You don't necessarily need it, right? Because there's no spirits in it. So there's that dance. And it's like, you guys have freedom to do whatever you want, price wherever you want, ship with whoever you want. So that's a nice luxury that a lot of spirits brands and wine brands don't have. But that also creates a lot of confusion, or, maybe people that'll take advantage of you and like, might be not the right partner to begin with. Or I'm assuming when you get a big deal, like I buy your product at Sprouts.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe they only want to deal with a certain vendor, right? Like the bigger chains that you get to probably only want to work with a certain vendor, or they don't want to buy every single flavor or something, right? So there's always all these other things that maybe being with a bigger partner, you would be able to have a team to help get over those hurdles. But I feel like you're smart to lead with your intuition. I've done that my entire career in this business, and there's going to be good people that you meet that are going to be valuable to you. And even if it's just for a conversation, or it's going to be, the people that you got to trust your gut. And at the end of the day, there's been a lot of brands I've seen come across my desk, and even that my father's maybe invested in or wanted to invest in. And, some are here and some are not.
Yeah.
And so like, you have to know that even if you have a great product, you have to know how to sell it. Nobody's going to sell it like you.
No one's going to sell it like you.
No.
I know. That's actually what, like, my favorite thing about Mark Cuban before I went on the show. I was a big fan of his because he's just like, founders just have to be in sales. Mm-hmm. Like I'm still our head of sales. Like, of course, nice. I have brand ambassadors and stuff. We have like 4 people in Florida, but it's just like, no one's going to sell the brand like you. And like, I'm going to be up everyone's ass. Excuse my language.
No,
anyways,
you're allowed to curse here. I'm from New York, baby. We get
good.
down
I lived
and
in
dirty.
New York for a long time. So no, I'm just like either going to be up your ass or else I'm just going to be head of sales. So it's been really fun because we just got distribution. Like I said, Florida breakthrough, so psyched. And we got distribution in Charleston, in North Carolina, South Carolina, and then we're in Union in New York too. So
nice.
we just got all these onboarded
exciting
in the past couple of months. So feeling just like super excited.
That is exciting. So where are you retail wise? Like my world is all the national chains, right? Okay. So like the Total Wines of the world, Sprouts, Whole Foods, that sort of thing.
We
so
just
where are
got
you?
Authorized in I think 11 Total Wines.
Nice.
So starting somewhere to start.
In Florida and South Carolina, or where?
2 in Florida, a couple in California, 1 in South Carolina, Connecticut, Massachusetts.
Amazing.
Yeah. Mostly where we have distribution.
Perfect.
So we do really well in Sprouts. So Sprouts came to us, which was amazing because we do a lot of Instagram advertising. And so like we have a pretty visible brand from that standpoint. So the buyers were like, what is this brand? We want to try it out. So we launched in Sprouts in July 2024. And we're the fastest growing non-alc brand there, like per Spins data. And like we're right under recess. So we do pretty well there. And that was proof of concept because, it's like, well, how well is our Instagram advertising like going to work when something's on the shelf? And we found was, our most frequently asked question is, where can I buy this in stores? Like people don't want to always, if they're like a regular customer, they'll get like 24 cans and just put them in the fridge. But if they're like just wanting to try it out, they want to go buy a 4-pack. They don't really want to buy 12 cans on the internet. And so it sold really well at Sprouts. So then we added 2 states of Whole Foods. So we're in Whole Foods in Florida and Southern California, the Total Wines. And but we're still like small, our wholesale is only 20% of our total revenue.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have the right size can for mini bars like I was talking about. So that's the next 2 cents I have for you. Now that you're with Breakthrough, make sure they help you get into all the beautiful hotels. If you guys, I know you're listening because I know I'm on your homepage. So yes, listen, please. Get Megan and Little Saints into all the hotels because it's a great product. I love the packaging. I had watched your social media story about the packaging when you were like going back and forth what to do. And
we still haven't figured that out. So
you don't think so? You think it's going to ever evolve?
No, when you go from, so we have this, I've realized this is a very old sleeved print can, then we have the digitally printed cans, and then you go to offset cans. And offset is just a different method of printing. It saves you like 14 cents a can. So it's worthwhile. But I knew this when I started. I just didn't really like ingest what that would mean. Our mint is impossible to copy, which is great. But so when you go to the offset printing, there's no exact color match. So you were following along as I was like in this factory that felt like it was from 50 years ago. And I was literally like taking 1-inch like swaths of color and trying to match them. So the color's pretty far off. I don't know if we're going to go to offset. I'm really psycho about this mint and like
That's
the vibe of the brand.
It's a gorgeous color.
So we'll see.
I hear you. So where did the name come from?
Oh, Little Saints. I mean, it means mushrooms.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it means mushrooms.
Okay, cool.
Because they bring joy and connection to spirit.
Oh, I love that. So you were saying that you participate with functional mushrooms. What is it, like a liquid or something?
Oh yeah. So before Little Saints, I just took like lion's mane like capsules, and then I had a powder that I would put in my coffee. And then like when I started Little Saints, I was like, okay, I just understand. Because I before Little Saints, between the farm and Little Saints, I had a salad dressing dip and juice company. So I'm really like, and I used to run formulation for that. So I just really understand botanicals and natural ingredients. And I really am passionate about making sure like you're putting the best thing in something, you know, you don't want to just like have it be like snake oil, you know? And so when we first started Little Saints with the cans, we had CBD in them. They haven't had CBD in them for years, but like we first had CBD because I was trying to get that like take the edge off feeling. And then a couple years in, or 2 years in, we found a new mushroom supplier. And we had been, Little Saints has always had reishi mushroom in it. We added the lion's mane later, but we had been doing our own mushroom extract, like making it from scratch. But it still actually wasn't as potent and bioavailable as what we have now.
Oh, wow.
So we work with a supplier that is a organic farm in California. And if I can geek out for a second.
Please geek.
The potent part of a mushroom is called the beta-glucan. It is a fiber on the mushroom that if there is like a functional benefit to the mushroom, it's going to live in the beta-glucan. So if you and I go to Sprouts and we buy some lion's mane and we fry it up in the pan, that's going to be about 1% beta-glucan. Our lion's mane and reishi extracts are 70% beta-glucan.
Oh, wow.
And we have like certificates of authenticity to prove that. Nice. And so it was really important that if we were going to go hard with mushrooms, that they were legit.
I love that.
Right. And so when you have, so it's a really fine powder. It's like amazing. It's this kind of like the tiniest particulates ever. If you could just like slice your hand through it. Wow. It's a powder that it will like suspend in the liquid. And so like one of the things that when I first started Little Saints, and still now today I have a lot of bartender friends, and they would sort of like be like, oh, you know, the non-alcoholic spirits that I've seen are just flavors in water. And so when it's just flavors in water, it doesn't really hold up against a juice, and it doesn't have like the mouthfeel that alcohol does. And now Little Saints, I will be the first person to admit it's not alcohol, so it does not have an alcohol like 100% mouthfeel, but the mushroom extracts in there do give it a little something.
I think so. I feel like it's I'm almost done with my first glass. I mean, I've been enjoying it and sipping on it, and old fashions are not what I go for. Oh, that's really? Not what my drink of choice is. I am that tequila girl. Okay. And I don't necessarily need it to think I know everything. I'm my father. When you meet him, you'll understand my stock. But I'm pretty confident. But yeah, old fashions are not really my thing, and I'm really enjoying this. And you were talking about how most of the mocktails have a lot of sugar. There's 0 sugar listed here, which is really big. 5 calories, guys. I mean, what's not to love? And the packaging is cute. And that's part of what I talk about on the show too, with the non-alc products or any of the, like I had a woman on the other day, she has a protein. I could consider it a protein soda. It has to have cool packaging, because if you're at an event or you're out or even at the bar, I'm sure you're trying to sell the spirits bottle, but the people that do also have the cans, you want them to serve that vessel, to advertise for you, be your foot soldiers. But also, like, I want to walk around with this. It looks beautiful. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and it doesn't.
You shop with your eyes first.
Yeah, and we did our best to make sure it didn't look like a daytime drink. Like, I never want to just look like I'm drinking sparkling water. There's nothing wrong with drinking sparkling water, but like at nighttime, like I want it to be like a nighttime nice drink.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really enjoying it. And they know I wouldn't BS them. But for those of you listening that haven't tried Little Saints, and like I said, I wanted you to go follow them on Instagram. Megan, do you think that it's okay if people did want to spike a cocktail?
Oh, yeah.
It's okay to add?
Our Instagram's at Little Saints Co. So I do not drink alcohol anymore I just stopped. Everyone on my team drinks alcohol, and but I will tell you, when I was still drinking alcohol, when I had started Little Saints, it was the first edition of the old fashioned, and I took it to a holiday party, and I had like a 12-pack, and I had like 5 of the cans, and 3 of them I mixed with bourbon.
Nice.
And 2 of them I just had on their own. So they're actually like a great mixer. And the best thing is, so we have a neuroscience advisor, because I want to make sure what I'm saying is true, about the mushrooms. And he's told us all the time, he's like, listen, we know that alcohol disrupts our sleep. There's no way around it. The lion's mane mushroom, especially that's in these bottled spirits, it increases our REM sleep.
Oh, amazing.
And so it's even if you drink alcohol, it's obviously better if you just have lion's mane and Little Saints and no alcohol for your sleep. But if you have alcohol and Little Saints with lion's mane, you're going to sleep better.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, it's true. Most people get winesomnia or whatever they want to tagline it is, but that's what happens to me. So I feel you. Very nice. So like I was saying, you have the nice little flask. This is a juniper and cucumber. You have the Paloma. You have the old fashioned. We talked about the Saint Oak. What are the other flavors that I was missing?
We have a Saint Ember. It's the mezcal tequila alternative.
Nice.
That's what people just make a lot of good non-alc margaritas with it. And then we have 7 total flavors of cans. We have a spicy margarita. We have an espresso martini. We have a Negroni spritz. That's my favorite because I really like the bitters. And the ginger mule. The ginger mule, the Paloma, and the old fashioned are our best sellers.
Do you make a variety pack, or you do?
Yeah.
Very nice.
No. Sorry, because I'm primarily D2C speaking. We do not make a variety pack for retail.
Okay. Yet.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
No,
there will be.
We've had people ask for it, you know,
of course.
and so we aim to please.
Yeah, that's good. I love that. And you said you used to have the CBD. Do people ask you or write to you why don't you do the THC type of cocktails, or what the difference is? Or
yeah, a lot of people have asked me why we don't put THC in here, and I mean that answer is just super simple. Because to be totally honest, when I first started Little Saints, the non-alc cocktails with the CBD, I also had THC gummies for a hot minute for 2 months. Yeah, I was living in Detroit, and I never made a dime from it. It was a great way to light cash on fire. So I have been in the cannabis business, and I just it's great, but
I asked because it's
I'm just
coming.
not in.
It's
no,
the next movement,
it's
and
totally
it's
coming.
So controversial.
No, and I support it. I just mean myself as a business owner. I don't want to deal with all those regulations and the uncertainty.
1000%.
And then also, when we cut CBD out of the drinks, we did a survey of our customers because I was really nervous. I didn't want to lose our loyal fans, and just really asking them why they liked it. And I was shocked. I was like, why didn't I not do this so much sooner? Our hardcore customers were oh yeah, I try to pretend, if I bring it over to a friend's house, I try to hide the CBD because I don't want them to know about the CBD. I just like that it's a sugar-free, non-alcoholic cocktail. And so it was amazing because we, our first full month without CBD in the cans was December 2023, and we tripled sales the next month.
Wow.
So it really, no one really missed it at all. And for THC, we're definitely nearing the era when you can go to the bar and you can have a alcoholic beer, you can have a THC drink, or you could have a Little Saints. You need all 3 of those. I don't see THC replacing functional non-alc.
I don't either. And honestly, it's such a day to day. Every day we have new legalities or rules or brands coming and going. And at the end of the day, I think that you have something really beautiful here, female owned and founded, which is something that is very important to me, of course. And I'm so happy that you have a traditional distributor now that can help you get this in front of more people, because it's not easy to just try to, be one of the first pioneers in this type of spirits.
No, and it's not easy for the bartenders or beverage managers either. Even though, yes, we can sell direct to everyone and we have no restrictions, you got to make it easy for the person that's making the drinks. And so that's
1000%.
why we were not getting into any accounts, because they'd be oh yeah, that's cool, but people are busy. They don't have time for that shit.
Right.
So
exactly.
We're psyched about it.
Meanwhile, now the time time is now. Every restaurant I go into, there's a whole section of mocktails, and now they're not going to just be these sugary options. They're going to be made with Little Saints. And in the next 5 years, what is your dream location? Do you have something that you want to happen, or do you want to do line extensions? All the above. What is, like I told you, I see this in all the mini bars.
Yeah, no, well, mini bars for sure. I was just at the Shelbourne by the Proper last night on Miami Beach, and we were in the mini bar there, which is like really fun.
Lovely.
They actually bought off our website, but again, you got to really like want to. But no, listen, we designed these bottles like very clearly to like sit on the back bar. They like are shelf stable, and they're not like a finicky thing. Like you're there, you can leave them on the bar for 12 months after you open it.
Nice.
So like Little Saints is just going to be like on the back bar.
Love
at,
it.
like every
Everywhere.
place, and people will just be able to order a Little Saints. And I would like to have people just know that Little Saints is non-alcoholic without having it to be so binary. Kind of like you were saying, like just drink whatever you want. Like maybe like one time you have a Hendrix, you order a Hendrix, and then you order like a Little Saints. Like I think it will be a staple that people kind of go towards for like a premium non-alc.
1,000%, because back in the day it was a little taboo, right? Like if you were like, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, it's kind of like shameful.
Oh my God, I
hated that.
I hated it. I would like lie. I'd be like, I'm on antibiotics, or like I'm sick, or like I would just like lie.
Do you know how many water martinis I would be walking around with at trade shows or at a meeting? Because there's a lot of people in my industry and now your industry that, this is vodka all day long, no matter what. And yes, hopefully they're not driving or they have a driver, but like, I just can't do that. I never could do it, never wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I love that there's another option where you can still feel included. So that's really beautiful. It's a great product. For those of you that haven't tried it, please go try to find Little Saints. And if you have any locations that you guys are looking to get it into, it helps to ask, if you go into your local locations that you frequent all the time, whether it's restaurants, hotels, if it's a spa, I see this in the spa, like being served before your massage, or if it is one of these big box stores that maybe are listening to me. I know that I have some Total Wine fans out there. Please expand Megan and Little Saints.
Please.
You won't be disappointed.
We will listen. We love to send people, like our store locator gets like thousands and thousands of visits a month. We'll send them to you. One other thing I wanted to mention is, we're really we love bartenders, and we have a lot of bartenders in our community. And so we launched our first cocktail book for holidays. So we have, and to your point, we haven't talked about low ABV yet, and I see very few low ABV cocktail menus. But what we did was we launched the Little Guide to No and Low ABV Cocktails, and it's 20 non-alcoholic cocktails and 20 low ABV cocktails using Little Saints to give bartenders and beverage managers an idea of how to use it, because it's still new, right? And so you want to educate. So there's the just classic, how to make a Little Saints martini, how to make a margarita. And then there's a bunch of espresso martinis. There's a bunch of really fun stuff.
Very innovative, very smart of you. And everybody who doesn't have one yet, look forward to that, because they're coming and they're a staple, and they should be a staple in the home too, because we don't know what we're doing at home either. Yeah. Most of us at home just love this is easy, open and pour, but also we want to be cool and innovative and figure out how to make these really nice futuristic mocktails that aren't just sugar and water.
Dirty. You take 2 ounces St. Juniper, 1 ounce filthy olive juice, and you just shake it in your shaker and you pour it in a martini glass.
I love that. That sounds delightful. Very delicious. Everybody, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Sippin and Selling with Megan Klein from Little Saints. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Joey. It was so nice to be here.
So nice to have you. Everybody go buy Little Saints.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sipping and Selling
with Joey Chanel.